Hey guys, so in this video I am going to be making clear slime with PVA Mesh, and if you haven't seen my previous video, definitely check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I discovered something pretty dang cool, so definitely check it out. A lot of you wanted me to make a bigger slime with the PVA Mesh. Just to recap on what this is used for, so fishers use this to wrap their baits and form a bag, and then that bag is attached to the rod. Some of you wanted me to use the entire roll and see how much slime it can make. These rolls can actually come in different lengths, and the roll that I have is 5 meters long. So we're gonna see how much slime I can make with 5 meters of mesh. In my previous video, I stated that you only need a little bit of water and a tiny bit of borax, but definitely have more water than borax. I figured I probably need a bigger bowl since I have way more mesh. I also ended up adding more water because I thought this is a lot of mesh and it probably needs more water to absorb. The cool part about this is the moment the mesh touches the liquid, it shrinks and slowly dissolves and forms into slime. Midway, I did have to add more water because it just stopped dissolving. So that gave me an idea of how much water I should add next time. It took 3 minutes and 52 seconds to dissolve 5 meters of mesh, which is not really a long time, and I didn't need to do a lot of work. What's fascinating about this is the moment it forms into slime, it's clear. The more I play with it, it does bubble up, and that's normal because that happens with clear glue as well. I did eventually have to add more borax because it got sticky. After letting it sit for 10 minutes, it is stretchy and smoothie. I did purposely over-activated this because I wanted a thick, clear, putty texture in the end. I know that it may be more convenient to just dissolve the entire roll at a time, but I wanted to play with the ratios more, so I dissolved half a roll at a time. I was curious to see if I added more borax in the beginning before the mesh dissolves, would I need to add borax again after it's formed, because I noticed the slime isn't 100% done. And that's what I loved about this, I didn't have to use a super accurate fixed ratio. So what I found out is that the more borax you add doesn't mean that you don't need to add borax after it has formed. I actually still needed to do that, so it didn't really matter altogether. So this is what 3.5 PVA mesh rolls can make. So that is 17.5 meters, which can make almost 16 ounces of slime. Right now the slime is cloudy and there's a lot of bubbles in it. This also happens with clear glue as well, so it's inevitable. In order for it to clear, I have to let it sit in an enclosed container. In the next few clips, I will show you what the slime looks like every day for a week. I honestly don't remember why I didn't record day 4, so I'm really sorry about that. On day 5, I decided to switch containers because I noticed the slime looks very similar to day 1. It kind of just stopped clearing, so I was worried. My logic was maybe my container is too big. There's not enough slime that's filled to the top and there's too much air that's exposed. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know if I'm right about that. Hopefully you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. Basically, I got a smaller container so the slime fills it up more. Day 8 is the final day that I recorded this. I don't know if switching to a smaller container really helped because it looks similar to day 5. Definitely different from the day that I made this. It cleared up, but there's still many bubbles. Keep in mind that this was originally mesh and that's totally different from glue. So there's definitely more ingredients that were used besides PVA to make that, and that possibly affected the clearing process. I do want to mention that the slime doesn't rip even though I'm using all my strength to stretch it. You would think that for a slime this thick it would, so I thought that was interesting. Another thing I want to say is it started to smell funky on day 5. I don't know how to describe the scent, but just know that it wasn't good. However, on the final day, the smell faded 90%, so I thought that was kind of weird. And that concludes this video. Thank you guys for suggesting the idea, and I had a lot of fun making this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.